this week from the internet. With McFarlane's DC days dwindling, the Toddfather is pulling out all the stops to complete his cinematic Batman universe. Plus, Ghostbuster hopefuls are flocking to Ollie's in hopes of snagging a Spengler's Neutrona wand that won't bust their bank account. And NECA ain't afraid of no re-released Ghost of Splinter. That's the Reluctant Adult Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Popper's Penguins himself, Bill!
Hi, everyone. Is that a Mary Poppins reference?
No, that's its own property, Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Oh, okay.
I think Jim Carrey was in the most recent version of it, but it's like a book you would have read as a child.
Yeah, if I could
Mr.
read
Popper's
as a child.
Penguins. Well, sure. I could read as a child. Somewhere along the line, I forgot how to read.
Oh, fair enough.
The attention span. I lost the attention span.
I think.
But I got new.
It's when you got Congo for your birthday, and you were like,
oh my God,
forget it. Get out of here, Congo.
Our mutual millionaire friends, they were not millionaires when they were children, but they're not millionaires. But they gave me a book. They gave me homework for my birthday, and I invited them to Fun World, where most of us could play. Bill was deemed too large, I believe, too tall to play in the thing. So they gave you some extra tokens or something.
12 tokens to be exact. That was the equivalent. That was my buyout that day. Yeah. So disappointing.
I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know what the convergence rate. What's the word I'm looking for there?
Conversion rate.
You know, like when you... Yeah. Conversion. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. I don't know what the conversion rate is for, like childhood memories to tokens, but
it's 12, apparently.
12, yeah. There you go.
12. What's the benchmark?
What is that? A token was a quarter, or was a token $1? Because you got
token
$3.
Was $1. I don't know.
Oh, okay, $12 then. That's not bad.
And then I got to roam Fun World, like the first level of Fun World, like by myself.
Nobody was there.
Like because everyone else was in the play pit or the 3-story tall play place. Yeah. Yes. the legendary 3-story slide.
I feel like I did not go in either. Not that I was.
You did.
I would have been deemed.
You did. I was.
I did. I was in there.
I was there by myself. I was walking around by myself, holding back tears.
I am so sorry. I didn't know. But what could I do?
What can you do? You can't fight genetics. It was genetically predetermined not to be in that fun park.
Even though I was the birthday boy, I did not have the sway with the establishment to be like, no, listen, let him in. Rules be damned. Speaking of birthday parties, you sent me a link this week that McDonald's is going to start their birthday program up again, where they let the kids come into the place. Everyone gets a Happy Meal. The link you sent me, I think this was a Facebook link.
Yeah.
They were charging $1,000 for an hour.
2 hours.
Access to the play place. Okay, I'm sorry, 2 hours. Now it doesn't seem like such a bad deal.
Okay.
But the play place is free. Right. On a normal day. You don't have to. You're not paying tokens to get in there. You can just go. They don't monitor that in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much is a Happy Meal? $5, $6? Not much.
Probably.
If you have the app, you probably get one free every once in a while.
Sure.
$1,000. It didn't make any sense. I was like, maybe they put the decimal in the wrong place. I think the true story was that this was from another country.
Yes.
And the conversion rate that word popped up again. Would have made it around $150, which is still not, because you're getting 10 Happy Meals, so let's say that's 50, maybe $75.
Yeah.
And then what? A cake? Did you get the cake?
I don't know if you get the famous cake.
mystical chocolate cake with I was gonna say Rudolph. That's not right. Ronald. Yeah. Ronald on there. Ronald's still being like hidden away. He's not allowed to be any part of the premiums. He's not a Minecraft character. They still have not relaunched Ronald. I don't know what Ronald did to the world.
I think they're really working hard on trying to rebrand Ronald for.
They're going to bring him back. Remember they did rebrand him? Or it was just like they did that McDonald's cartoon, and it was the people that did the Wild Thornberrys that animated it.
Yep.
And it gave him almost like the Joker from the Batman cartoon. Like he had like not quite dreadlocks, but you weren't really sure what was going on.
A lenticular there.
You have a picture of it? Oh,
well, I got the lenticular. For some reason, I randomly just have that there. So there's for the viewing audience, there's the lenticular of... just pure magic lenticulars, but okay.
I love it. I saw one on a car today, and I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't driving behind that car because I would have been so distracted. I probably would have crashed right into him. Don't distract me with your magic stickers. So that's good.
Yeah.
Good start to the show talking about nonsense. You know, speaking of other nonsense, I'm going to pull this up on our Blue Sky here so you can know to look at it. Here's a preview of the show. All the things I'd planned. I'm just jumping around because it's what I do. Did I go too far? No. Look at all these things we're going to talk about. It's a big show. I'll talk while I scroll. Severance. Yeah, that's unrelated. This is it like some, for the most part, I just post what we're going to talk about in the show, but I do actually have like other stuff. Like I use the Blue Sky.
Wasn't it further up? What are we going to be talking about? McFarlane a little bit?
Well, I did want to talk about that, but we were just talking about the being a podcast, and I wanted to point out there is this. Here it is. Okay, there's this service, and I'm pretty sure it just is like an AI thing, but it always sends out these like top podcasting awards that they create, and they want you to link to them. And I did link to it here, but I think I copied it wrong because if you click it, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So they got nothing from me. But we were listed as one of the top 100 toy collecting podcasts. The fact that they could find 100 toy collecting podcasts, I think, is pretty impressive. I did not expect there to be that many. I mean, maybe people like did 1 or 2 episodes and then abandoned it. I think maybe you can get to 100 that way.
Toy Scales might be on there.
Toy Scales? Yeah, I forgot they were doing a podcast for a while there. They must have got busy in their real life. I don't see as much from them anymore. So the number one show that they listed was the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, which fine. Yeah. I think that makes sense. They do a lot. They have a lot of fans. And then we were all the way down at 17, which if you look at the list, there's lots of Transformer podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that is a very hotbed for podcasts.
Does Pokemon find itself on there as well? Or is it
I didn't see any Pokemon specific.
The week before, you sent me another podcast list.
That's right. They do this a lot.
And we found ourselves ranked at like, what, 23? Because you said that we were the Michael Jordan of
We were the
podcasts.
Michael Jordan. I don't know what that one was. That might have just been like general collecting. But like I said, they did. They're just trying to get their brand out there. So there's lots of these lists. They don't necessarily mean anything. But if you put their little badge on your site, you make it mean a little bit more, I guess.
Okay.
I wasn't even going to mention it, but the fact that the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast was, and they did post that they were number 1, I feel like, okay, well, we were number 17. So you can take a look at that list. I actually went through the list, and there were some shows that I maybe have heard of, but I'd never listened to. I added a lot of them to my Apple podcast because now that Severance is done, I need some new shows to listen to. Mm-hmm. So I'm checking them out. Some of them, I wish their audio was better. It's just very hard for me to listen to a show when the audio is not great.
Yeah.
A lot of these shows have like 5 or 7 different people talking at one time, which is a little bit difficult for me to listen to too.
Sure.
But I think a lot of these podcasts also work as live streams, so maybe it's a little easier when you can see who's talking and they have like an audience that's watching them.
Okay.
And then it's like they take that and make it into a podcast. So I feel like they should be disqualified and we should be bumped up a few. Maybe we should do our own list of the top toy podcasts. It's just based on like what I think.
Perfect.
And we'll put ourselves at number one.
Commitment. Yeah.
Send out that link and see if people put. Our good friends, Adventures in Collecting, were on there. They were ahead of us, and I think that's fair. We both started around the same time.
Yes.
They are very professional in the sense that they go to a lot of these shows, like a Toy Fair and the I was gonna say festivals, but no, like Comic-Cons. They were out at one this week doing a live recording there. So I always like to give them props because they definitely put in the work and they try to make themselves like a professional news. Like they post all of the stock photography, all the news that gets out, and we definitely don't do that. It's just ours is just sort of like top of mind, like whatever's going on.
Yeah, and that's great.
But I feel
We're
like
great for that.
I think it's a little bit easier to like digest. It's like what do I want to talk about? I don't need to talk about that. I don't care about that.
It's the common
we probably
man's
are not going to talk about
right there. You know,
we're the common man's. Yeah, we're the Joe Schmo podcast for toys. If I don't care about it, it's very hard for me to pretend to care about it. So you're probably not going to hear about it.
Yeah.
But something I do care about are good Batman action figures. And as we know, Todd McFarlane is making them for another 365-ish days. Maybe a little longer. I think it's like mid-2026. He was at WonderCon, or a representative with a PowerPoint was there, and they showed up a lot of stuff, including, as I spit on my mic, theatrical deluxe edition coming out this summer. Oh, hot damn. That could be any day. This is Batman Returns. We got Batman Forever. We got
Batman and Robin. We got Batman and Robin.
We didn't really get Batman because we don't get a Joker, but we got that Batman. We got 89 Batman.
Yes.
So we didn't get the full treatment. But this is unexpected because you have a brand new, what looks to be a brand new Batman with that nice thick neck. Maybe they listened. They're not going to like give him the very obvious head joint. They're just going to make that accurate to the film.
Yeah.
Penguin, who looks all right. I don't know.
He's not my favorite.
Side by
he's
side.
Not my favorite Penguin. But
did they reuse the sculpt from something? It just looks. I don't know. I need to see a side by side,
which is fine. You want him to be stout.
I
think what's throwing me off is the hat and the vest and no overcoat, as it were.
He needs a coat,
or like the onesie that he wears at the end. I don't know.
The onesie would be great. I'd like that.
That's what I want to see. I don't want to see. He's like half done up. It's like he was about to get dressed, and then he got distracted. He's like 3/4 of the way there.
You know what I need? Funko did it. I need a deluxe set with that rubber ducky that he sits in to control the Batmobile.
It could come. You never know. I mean, he cranks stuff out. That would be
Todd
tremendous.
Loves those deluxe sets.
That would be tremendous.
Amazing. That would be amazing.
Right there. Get that rubber duck.
Then we have Catwoman. Someone's like, they're definitely going to do like a rare Chase edition with like her hair all messed up and coming out of the mask.
Sure.
That's definitely going to happen. It's going to be super hard and like super expensive on eBay.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Surprise, surprise. Max Schreck, Christopher Walken himself.
Amazing.
Did not expect this one.
It's fantastic.
McFarlane did a Christopher Walken sculpt back for the Headless Horseman days, I believe.
They did. They also did Dune. Ago. Dune, he got the treatment as well.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Like, keep that stat top of mind because I wonder what other actor has multiple McFarlane live action likenesses, because there can't be too many outside of like DC stuff. Because what else has he done? Harry Potter.
Who?
Not a ton.
McFarlane?
I'm just thinking of like
not Christopher Walken. I'm like, who was he in Harry Potter? What?
Yeah, he was Dumbledore. He's gonna be Dumbledore in the new one, I heard.
Oh yes, perfect.
I was trying to do like, I was just thinking in my head like do a Dumbledore line in a Christopher Walken impression, and I can't even think. Harry, what are you doing? You see, it's terrible. I can't even. I'm not even gonna disgrace the man. But this is great because I need a Christopher Walken head for my Burt Severance custom. So that's great. That's definitely. Now the star of the show, and we have our questions, but the star of the show, a trio of Penguin Commandos, Yep. And these are just as they were in the movies, penguins dressed up in like metal armor and rockets on their back. They look amazing.
Oh, just brings it right back to the Kenner days, in my opinion, with that 2-pack, that wonderful 2-pack. Like anytime I see one of those penguins floating around in a lot or in a box at Goodwill, the box is coming home with me, just because it's like you can never have enough of those penguins.
It's the best.
I don't even have a Batman display right now, but someday I'll have it, and I'll have at least 3 sets of penguins.
And you can get, I mean, there were so many penguins in that shot in the movie. Were like an army, the entire continent of Antarctica, wherever.
Yeah, they all showed up. Antarctica? They even had people dressed up as penguins.
They had giant penguins. That always freaked me out. Why were those penguins so big? It made no sense to me. And then they were the ones that like pushed him down the river, or whatever, his corpse.
Yes, into his little sewage.
They couldn't get the little ones to do it. That was bizarre. I wonder if one of these will be like super huge. That one looks pretty big.
I know, it's fairly large compared to Max Shrek there. Yeah. I'm hoping it's just superimposed. I don't know how these are going to come. That's the thing.
I didn't think these were 1-to-1. I thought they did enlarge them. Yeah. Okay. So this is the big question. There's lots of questions. This is a big question.
Yeah.
Is this one giant box set? Because at the top here it says theatrical deluxe edition, and that could just be mumbo jumbo, or it could mean this is all one set, because this is usually a Build-A-Figure wave. There's 3 penguins. Maybe Batman does not come with a penguin and the other 3 do. That would be fine. That actually probably would be the best way to do it.
I want more penguins, though. That's the problem. I want at least a half a dozen penguins. So
one of the problems is that Walmart does not seem to be carrying McFarlane anymore.
Okay.
So it's going to be even, I would say just wait for them to go on clearance at Walmart, like that Riddler. Because if they heavy pack one of the villains, it's probably going to end up on clearance. It's not going to help us anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like McFarlane should sell a pack of penguins separately.
Yeah, kind of like how Hasbro did with the mini puffs. Would be fantastic.
Yes. For Ghostbusters, yeah. And like some of the Marvel Legends villains, like the suit, like the grunts, the like faceless grunts. They started for a little while. They did a couple sets like that. Yeah, I think there's definitely a market for people buying penguins. Or maybe we can just find some, like, what's it called? Schleck or whatever. You get them at Michael's.
Oh, yeah, the little, like, PVC.
Schley. People just start buying those up to fill in. Because I don't think all the penguins had armor. At one point, it was just penguins walking around.
Right, at one point it was. I don't know. I said this, I'm concerned because I want to really buy this wave. And just like I really wanted to buy the Batman Forever wave, and I never bought it.
Oh, you never got them?
No.
Well, I have a Riddler and a Batman for you if you can get the other 2. Because I bought a case, and those
Who else was in that set?
Two-Face and Robin.
Two-Face and Robin. Okay.
Two-Face is great. Two-Face is a great figure. You should just get him.
Why I didn't
get the other ones.
I'm wondering why I didn't jump.
Because they were on sale at Target. They were cheap.
I know, and
you
I
could have got them for like $15.
Every time that sale would come up, and it still goes to this day. Like you go and you're just too late, and like they give you 3 options, and none of the options work. Whether it's in store or pickup or shipped to you, none of them ever work.
Oh, on the app.
On the app, yeah.
You were having trouble because I was showing you all these good sales they had running through Saturday, and you were like, everything's full price. I was like, no, it's not. All these dinosaurs are half off.
It was directed. So here's the thing:
minis are half
off.
It
was directing me to the website, and the website wasn't showing the sale. But if I went to the app was showing.
Oh, it's in the app.
Yes,
because you have to have like it's like through the cartwheel, whatever they're
Circle.
Like. Little club circle.
Yes.
Circle. Yeah. I guess so. It's like you have to do that.
But you showed me I was just about to go into a Target when you showed those to me, and it's funny.
Oh.
The Mega Gross Minis are for that price. They're $29.99. They're actually cheaper on the app than they were in store. They were like $3 more.
An even better deal.
Yes, they are.
So Target has some sales, but they also have, if you spend $30 on toys, you get $5 off. Or if you spend $50 on toys, you get $10 off. So the math works out so you can get 5 of the the sets of 4 for $50. So whatever, it comes out to like $250 a ball. And I asked you when you got Series 1 on clearance, how much did you pay per ball? And you said $250.
$250, yeah.
So it's like, this is clearance, but you have to spend more than $50 to get this price. If you spend less, you only get 5 off instead of 10, which is not a huge deal. But I'm like, do I need 50 balls? Because then there's 5 things in each. I can't even do that math. And I said, no, I don't need them. If I wanted to buy a specific piece, I could probably do that and spend less than $50. Okay. So I'm going to let that deal go. It would have been fine, but I'm just, maybe if this was around Christmas, I bought a lot of stuff I don't need lately. I'm just letting it go.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if they're going to do a new set. We saw a bunch of new Zuru balls, like the Baby Series 2
Baby
is coming
Series
out.
2 is coming out.
Twins? Rare twins? And you said you're going to start carrying your little scale.
Yep, a food scale.
Your little kitchen scale around.
Yeah.
To get those twins, yeah. I got a bunch of the baby ones around Christmas because they had 2 or 3 packs, and then they did like a more than 50% off. So I just had like a ton of them from Christmas, and then I gave them to the kids, and then I still have a ton, so I have a lot of those.
Nice.
So wrapping up McFarlane, yeah, we don't know what we don't know, but the fact that these are coming out this summer, we should find out very quickly. And like they must be done. They're just showing renders here, but like the figures have to, like, if they're not already on US soil, they have to be here pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because that's not very long, and stores have to start doing their setups. Nothing else he showed really like wowed me, just because I don't care about the DC comic universe too much. Like, Cyborg Superman looks great. I just I don't super care. This is like 90s stuff too, like Azrael there. We have a Sandman. Other friends, Kite Man is so ridiculous, but that's fine.
He's a big player in that Harley and Poison Ivy show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. And then here's some other friends. The that really good Superman is supposed to go up for pre-order this week, and I do want that. And then there's like a Kingdom Come version of it, and I really like Kingdom Come. That's like one of the few graphic or like collected graphic novels that I have. They're still doing the Batman the animated series, and it looks like they're still doing the Build-A-Figure. This is Jonah Hex, so this is like a new character they sculpted.
Okay.
But I don't think I care. I do want to get that set with the Bruce Wayne, because there's never been a Bruce Wayne.
Right. Yeah, I think these really threw me off with that cell shading early on. And then
did they completely drop it? It looks like it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
This. Yeah, but that's too bad. They tried and they failed.
Did.
Live and learn. That's probably why they lost the license. DC was so pissed.
Right,
you ruined them. Get out of here.
And now some Walmarts aren't even putting them in their planogram set. So,
well, I told you that the McFarlane is gone. He's gone.
Right. I know
from Walmart.
Where are they going to go?
Over.
It's over. You lose.
Good day, sir. Well, we're talking about comic figures. Let's transition to the Tick. Now,
still around.
Longbox Heroes. Do you remember Longbox Heroes? They did a Kickstarter to make the 4-inch like retro style figures, and that they did one set. I think they did a second set. I don't know if the Tick was included or just like other Tick characters. I think Tick was in there.
Tick was in there.
But this is going to be okay, so this is going to be those were all 4-inch. This is going to be a 6-inch, 1/12 scale. Tick is a little bigger. This is up for pre-order, but it doesn't come out until well into next year. So that's kind of wacky, but this is a small toy company making this. I think they're actually working with This is weird. This is a new thing. You're going to start hearing this. Big Bad Workshop. So Big Bad Toy Store purchased Fresh Monkey Fiction. And now they have a new name, and they're working with this other company. So they're going to start making toys, and apparently it takes a while to make toys. So we'll see this eventually. Now, Tick is just a big blue character. He has no detail on his body. So you're seeing this naked form here. This could be flesh tone, and it could be one of those other Kickstarter programs they do. It looks fine. I don't know. I guess at this point I'm just looking for like some innovation. When I see like a new toy, it's like you gotta like, this articulation is fine, but it looks like a toy. Like, I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
I want something new each time, especially around the pelvis area here. I don't know. I don't know what I want. So I can't. This is not a negative. People seem very excited about getting the Tick finally in this scale, because the only other Tick that was a larger figure was the Shocker Toys Tick, and that was a disaster. I don't know what this dinosaur is from. Maybe they just like CGI'd this in here, because this is obviously not part of the toy. I don't know if this is an existing dinosaur. Those teeth don't look real.
No.
The drool is definitely not real. That's AI or CGI.
Dan. Isn't it Dinosaur Dan was one of the villains that he fought?
Dinosaur Dan, yeah. He just had like he had like a normal head, but it was still green. He had like a mustache.
Right. He looked like
I need
Bob
to
Belcher
revisit
from Bob's
the Tick.
Burgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to revisit the Tick. I also want to revisit the live action version. I feel like that was good.
Patrick Warburton.
It was like,
or the newer one.
Right. It was just. Oh, you know what? I never saw the newer one. I forgot that even existed.
Right. They always try. The Tick always tries.
What was that on Amazon? Tick Tries.
I think so.
Tick was a big thing when we were kids and the cartoon, the toy line came out.
Yeah.
I like the Tick.
You know what else is trying to come back real quick? Not to talk over you.
Yes. Tell us.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Does it stink?
It does. There's a chance. There's a chance. We need to make our voices heard.
Tell you there's a chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I saw that John Lovitz was like, if you want the critic to come back, start making some noise, and people are starting to make some noise. We need it to happen. We need the critic. This is what the world needs.
Original writers / producers, Al Jean, is on board for reviving the Tick. I think it's a perfect time to get
the
Tick back in. I think everybody is like culturally aware enough to like get the jokes and like understand like what's going on and really get some good like movie satire going on.
Cinema is rife for parody right now. Like it needs to be taken down a notch.
It does.
There's just too much going on. Yeah, it needs to happen. I don't know in what form. I would even take a live action version, flash animation, sock puppets, whatever you need to do. Put some more critic on our radar.
Make it a Kickstarter. I'll pay. I don't pay enough already for like streaming services. Let's do something. I don't know.
Sure. I just want does he have a podcast? I feel like he could just do a critic podcast. Like, it doesn't even need to be animated.
John Lovitz?
Just give me an audio version of just John Lovitz as
you can find him on any daytime game show on basic television.
That's right, you did say that.
Anywhere.
He's hit the game show circuit. I don't see any game shows because I never like stay home sick from school. Or like, who is the audience for people that can watch these shows?
I walk into the work break room and I'm like, ugh, God.
No, I do remember fondly like staying out from school and watching The Price is Right. I think
of course.
A lot of people have
right. No, well, this is after that. This would be like mid-afternoon. So like between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, like after the daytime soaps are over. And before the news starts, there's the daily game shows. That's the slot. And it's like,
If I knew how to change the channel at the gym, maybe I could put that on. Because there's like 4 TVs above the treadmills, and one of them is the Weather Channel. And I love the Weather Channel now because they're trying to be so like hip. Like they were doing all like baseball stuff for opening day. And then they had like CGI of dinosaurs. I don't know what was going on, but they like are trying to be... more than just the weather. Like, remember the old Weather Channel would just have the graphics and be like, it's gonna rain today.
Oh, the Doppler radar looks aggressive.
Yeah, it's like a whole channel now.
That and the TV Guide channel.
With the scroll when you'd have to wait for it to come back if you missed it.
I remember when the TV Guide channel started to like transition to like trying to do the same thing that the Weather Channel seems like it's doing right now. Where they would have, they'd have the guide at the very bottom, like a quarter of it, and then on the top there'd be like something going on.
Some content.
Yeah, some content.
It's like when you're pumping gas and they have the little TV there.
Oh, I always turn that off. It drives me nuts.
I guess. You can turn it off?
Yeah, there's a key. I think it's on the if you're looking at the gas, if you're looking at the pump, the second soft key up, if you hit it, it will turn off Maria Menounos and gas station TV.
The fewer things I have to touch at the gas station, the better.
Fair enough.
So I'll just let it play. There's like cheddar or something. There was like a weird. They probably like they program it. It's like whoever's paying to be on there this week. Right. Get my news. That's the only place I get my news is when I'm pumping gas.
Okay.
So the Goodwill, very hit or miss. This week, it was a lot of hits. It was a grand slam. I walked in. Now they have the pops, the Funko Pops. They used to be behind the jewelry counter. Now they're out there. I can look through. They still have the baby from the Pop Yourself. I think the couple got bought. I don't see them anymore. So I hit that. Kept going. Turn the corner. Go down toys. I saw so many carded McFarlane toys spawn from back in the day.
Yes,
all boxes were
like
just
90s.
Destroyed, sun damaged,
yellow bubble.
Good God! All the plastic on the toys had changed colors. It was so funny.
Oh, really?
And
it really
like,
made you probably want to like put it all in a bin and then charge $5 a piece for it, like you would at a toy show, maybe.
The prices at my store are ridiculous because they wanted $8 for each figure. And I'm like, no, I don't even want any of these. Because then I got home. I took pictures of all of them just so for posterity. And I Googled, eBayed them afterwards to see. And best condition, maybe $20 for some of them. But these were beat to hell. They wouldn't be worth anything. You'd open them up, sell them as loose. They'd still be like not mint condition.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I sent you these pictures because I was like, this is hilarious that the fact they made them to the floor. Like, this is the kind of stuff that usually gets picked up and put on the website or like sold out the back door or something. So I sent you that photo, and then I'm walking around and I see this, it looks like a Star Wars toy. And I'm like, I think this is that thing that was a toy and then they put it in one of the TV shows, like they.
Right. Yes.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, it was one of those. It's it was what you're talking about is the Imperial troop transport, and it existed in toy form. Yep. Was never in the original movies. Then found its way onto Rebels. And then found its way into the Mandalorian.
Yes. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. So it was in live action.
Prominently in season 1 finale, and then they had a chase scene with it in season 2.
So my first thought was, I think they re-released this recently because I remember seeing it at Five Below, and Five Below started doing like more than $5. So I was like, whatever. But then I was looking at the stickers. I was like, these look like vintage stickers. Like, I don't think this is what stickers look like anymore. And then I turned it over, and I was like, oh, those are some rusted screws. Like, unless they were playing with this in the bath, I don't think they would be rusted from a couple years ago. So I sent you pictures of it, and you were like, oh my God, buy that. I was like, okay. It was only $5. It was $5.
Because not only is it a vintage Star Wars toy, it is. So they made 2 versions of this. They made the electronic version of the Imperial troop transport that you see those black keys on the top were replaced with audio clips. You would press each button and you would get a sound from the movie. I say sound. It would be kind of like how that string puppet Pee Wee Herman would be, where you'd be like, and then those keys were in red. This is the Sears exclusive, so you had to buy this only at Sears.
This one, this is the Sears exclusive.
That's the Sears exclusive.
Oh yeah. Am I rich?
So the only thing that you're missing, we wouldn't be very rich, but it'd be worth a little bit more if it had that battery compartment on the back.
Here, this back or underside?
Nope. The thing on the top.
Oh, right here.
Right there.
Oh, I see. There's like
to house the battery.
Some sticky residue.
Yes.
Something
so there would be no
out.
Battery in this Imperial transport. This
not
version
electronic.
Of it. There's no battery portion. It's not electronic.
But just the cover.
It was just the cover.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I need to.
And I believe the cover was orange. and it's often lost. You never see them with the orange cover.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is
a fun thing. The stickers look great.
The stickers look really nice.
Very nice.
This is like one of the dream things to find a vintage toy, and like one of those end of the line kind of like hard to find ones. So I was very happy. I'm gonna clean this up a little. I put some figures in it. It'll be fun. But I was like, oh wow, that was fun.
I sent you a photo, and I was like jealous of your vintage Goodwill.
Yeah.
Because you kept finding like the Spawn, and I walked into Goodwill tonight, only like bringing my kid up to go look at Beanie Boos, and I found a ton of vintage Transformers.
Whoa!
And GoBots.
Oh, real vintage then.
So
damn.
There's a GoBot.
What happened this week?
There's Warpath.
Did some people die?
I don't know.
Their collections.
Some people must have died.
Went to donation.
Right.
Damn. R.I.P.
So I got I think 4 out of the 6 Constructicons to create Devastator.
You build Devastator, yeah.
I can build. Yes. So
are those the vintage ones or the ones that were like sold on AliExpress?
These are the vintage. These are the vintage with the die-cast parts. Nice. I checked. There is metal screws and everything. There's some weight to them.
Yeah.
I got one of the cassettes. I think this is from like Perceptor.
Oh, I love those.
No.
What does he turn? Is he turning around like a robot or an animal?
He just turns into a little robot. Very quick.
Yeah, I have some of those.
Quick little robot. Yeah, there he is.
Those are still popular, even though kids have no concept of what cassettes are. But they still keep making him because people are like, I like the idea of a cassette player.
The GoBots were fun. I don't know. GoBots were one of those. Oh, you've got GoBots. You don't have your parents aren't cool enough to buy you Transformers.
I never understood the feud between GoBots and Transformers. They just played together. I think know the difference.
So obviously, I think if you watch the Toys That Made Us, Hasbro went all in on creating Transformers, and then who was it? Tyco? I forget who made that would be on here. Who made GoBots? But they literally came out like a month and a half, 2 months before the U.S. release of Transformers.
Oh, they beat them to market.
So like they beat to market, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen time and time again, being first doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be the ultimate victor, though. I think Hydrox beat Oreo to market too, or some story like that.
They did. And I think now Oreo owns, or Nabisco owns Hydrox.
That seems right. Yeah. So the moral of the story is definitely
lots of fun.
Go hit your Goodwill up because people are in a donating mood, or maybe we're just hitting that age where the people in our community are passing away. And their toys, nobody wants to deal with their toys. They're just dumping them off on Goodwill.
Their children or their next of kin, whoever it is.
Right.
They're like, ugh.
Ugh. Just take it.
Get rid of Dad's toys.
Gross.
So yeah, I spent $6. I spent $6 for all these Transformers, and like more. The little guys.
That's nice too, and the price is good because it's like, I mean, this would be
the price was great. Like
$9 for a Spawn figure. Like, get out of here. But like a bag of stuff.
No way.
Like around $5 is the sweet spot.
And they all got mixed with cars too. That was the other thing. They all got mixed with Hot Wheels. There's
Hot Wheels, sure.
Remember these? The old school Bert.
Oh yeah.
Sesame Street characters riding the cars there.
Yeah.
There's
fun.
Bert, your school bus driver.
I had some like.
I can't imagine Bert would be a good school bus driver. Can you imagine Bert being a good school bus driver?
He'd be yelling at the kids, "Get out the bus! You gotta go. We're gonna be late.
We're gonna be late."
But he's the color of a bus, so maybe it's meant to be.
Maybe.
Well, that's very fun. We talked a while back about how Disney was adding more characters to the Star Wars park, and I just assumed, like a child, that it was going to be both Star Wars parks. But no, of course, it's just the California one, so I don't get to see any of this. But that's actually maybe be okay, because we got our first glimpse at Luke Skywalker this week, and no, why they couldn't find anyone
Fluke. Fluke. Oh, that's a terror.
Fluke with 2 U's, just not even close. Not even.
I have to remind myself that these face characters are there for the children who, can suspend
disagree.
belief. You
Hard
think so?
disagree.
No?
Hard disagree.
Really?
No child knows who Luke Skywalker is. Get out of here.
You want the grown fan to be like, that's my Luke. You got the
look at the
spinning
people
image.
in the background. Like, you see a child. These are grown ass men and women with their phones out.
Get the of course it's always that. Get the casting director from the new Malcolm in the Middle revival.
Oh,
maybe
my
they
God.
can do a better job.
Dewey, they nailed that one.
They did.
Just don't ask why the original actor doesn't want to be in it. That's not a fun story. But yeah, so this is Luke. There was also an Anakin, and he had very thick eyebrows. That's all I remember from him. But I guess aside, short of them finding a doppelganger, this is what it's gonna be, and it's not the same guy every time, unless it is. But I don't think it is. Usually they have a rotating cast.
Well, this is like how they have over at the Marvel area.
Well, sure. But that works better because a lot of them have masks.
Some of them do, but the Star-Lord is definitely not.
Star-Lord, they found
Chris
they
Pratt.
found some really good Chris Pratt lookalikes like that. They did a really good job. I feel like they should not have proceeded with this project until they found a Mark Hamill lookalike.
This looks looks like it's Luke, but it's also George McFly from Back to the Future.
Yes, I see that. I do see that. That's very funny.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%. Yes. The nose, especially that. I just saw the clip of that actor. What's the actor's name from the
Crispin
original?
Glover.
Crispin Glover on Letterman, making him very uncomfortable. And he kicked him or something. He was method acting, or he was in character. It was very funny. I don't know anything about Crispin Glover other than he was in the Back to the Future, and then he was not in the second one, and they used a lookalike, and he sued the company, and he won.
Yes,
he won a lot of money.
He sued because they used recycled footage of him. It wasn't so much that they used a lookalike.
Oh, I thought it was they used prosthetics to make the guy look like him.
To a degree, but they also used footage from.
And they didn't want to pay him.
First film. They didn't want to pay him. No.
So you can't get to that. So good for him. So this is horrifying. Would I get my photo with him? 100%. I would love to get my photo with Luke Skywalker. He also has R2 rolling around with him, so there's a little extra juice to the squeeze. Yeah. But just not a great look. Can they work on, can you live AI this or whatever that, whatever they do on the shows to, what's that called? Deepfake? Can you live deepfake these guys to get it to look right?
Maybe
when it's dark.
Maybe deepfake them on any of the, I don't know.
Maybe just I don't know. On the photos and the video you take, there's something going on where it changes it. So your memories will be like, oh, he looked just like him. Don't trust your eyes.
Oh,
nobody's looking with their eyes anyways.
If you get the Disney Photo Pass, there's an AI filter.
They put an AI filter over him.
And then you have no choice but to remember how they want you to remember it.
That's right, because you're like, well, wait a minute. I didn't think in person, but maybe I don't know. So we'll see who else they roll out. We already have Rey and all those sequel characters.
Prequel. Sequel characters, sorry.
Right, I was going to say prequel to, but no, it is actually a sequel. Sequel to a prequel and whatever the original is. They're going to do another Avengers movie. We know that. It sort of seems like they're kind of scared this one won't do well because they're putting literally every character they've ever included in a Marvel movie, and then some that have never even been in a Marvel movie are going to be in this movie.
Yes.
All of the original Fox X-Men, including the Nightcrawler, Alan Cummings will be in it. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen.
James Marsden's there.
James Marsden, yes. Kelsey Grammer. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. So is there enough movie to do that, or is it just gonna be like blink and you miss it kind of stuff? Even Channing Tatum, which doesn't make any sense because he was not in any of the movies. Right, what are they doing?
No, but he's there.
He's in the movie. It's like Gremlins 2. It's in the movie. So I guess it'll be fun. I mean, I liked Wolverine and Deadpool, where it was just like, hey, I remember that guy. That was fun. So I guess that's
Hey,
what they're going to do.
Villain. Yeah.
They just have all the money. Why not spend all the money, I guess? Everyone except Spider-Man. Apparently Spider-Man is not going to be able to be in this one because the new Spider-Man is like taking place at the same time. So it's like it wouldn't make sense that he was in it or something, whatever their excuse is going to be.
Okay.
But that's fine. I just want, if they're going to, I mean, they can't continue with the same X-Men actors forever. They're going to die.
No.
They're very old at this point. That movie came out a long time ago. Some of them were old at the time. I would like them to start to transition into the new X-Men because I would like new X-Men movies. So hopefully this is a big part of that. And if you're going to keep Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I think that's fine because I don't think you can recast Wolverine and have people not compare him to Hugh Jackman. I just don't think you can do it. But I need some other people playing these characters that I know will be still playing them in 10 years or something like that. I just need that. You can't continue with the Fox actors forever. The time is dwindling. But I think they're just worried about righting the ship right now, and they want people to go back to movie theaters. Although you said you're done. You're done with going to theaters because you have a home theater now. I have
a home theater.
We talked about your projector back around Christmas, but you figured it out. Yes. Now you love it.
Now I love it. Yes, we talked about the failed attempt to get me a projector for my media. We returned it. It was one of the few times where I was disappointed with a gift, and I said, "Listen, this isn't what I wanted.
Listen,
here's what I kind of wanted," and that came to pass.
Made it happen.
So always get a projector with built-in apps because
there you go.
A lot of projectors will not allow you to cast or do anything like that if you have streaming services. It'll ask you to do the old school, like hook up a DVD player and
oh my god,
go through all that and cords and everything. I plug in one cord now.
Good
cords.
God.
I plug in one cord.
One cord.
And one cord, and even the audio from that projector was good, but it wasn't good enough. I bought myself a sound bar.
There you
off
go.
of Amazon because it was a ridiculously good price.
Yeah.
And I went so far I bought a new sectional because it was like I need to be comfortable. So now I've got
to have somewhere to sit.
One of those power.
Can't be standing there watching your movie. It's ridiculous. You're like Michael Scott at the dinner party watching your flat screen
massively oversized. I feel like I'm at the theater, which is excellent. I feel like this is what it's about.
This is life.
And it's not even a theater room. I don't even have a theater room. It's just like I've dubbed the room the quiet room, where it's like you just go in there to relax. You don't go in there to watch TV. There's no TV there. You literally go in there to read a book or listen to music and just have some downtime.
There you go. Is this in your second house or your first house?
It's in my second house.
Second house. That's good.
Right.
It's exciting. Yeah. I just like to watch my phone in front of my face. It's like, oh, I wish my screen was bigger. Well, just move it closer. I just move it closer to my eyes, and it's bigger. Yeah. But that's me.
I was watching Simpsons last night. And
Did you try that thing where you stand in front of it and see if it projects it on your face and then you're the character?
No, I didn't try that. I didn't want to blind myself.
Don't have to look at it. Just have someone take a picture of you.
No. My kid woke up this morning and was like, "Mom, can we watch The Simpsons?" And my wife sent me a text at work. Why does he want to watch The Simpsons?
What did you do to him? Why does he want to watch this show?
And I was like, well, we may have been up very late watching Itchy and Scratchy Land episode. So
that's a good one.
It is.
I want to see a whole. See, that's what Super 7 should have done. They should have done a whole wave because they did the robots of Itchy and Scratchy. They should have just done a whole wave.
Yes.
Because I heard a rumor that episode was supposed to be a movie, and that's why they drew new clothing for the characters. That's why they went all out.
Yes, Homer's in. Of course. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't know that little fun fact.
I mean, it's a rumor. It could be false, but it is sort of interesting.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Homer in shorts and like a jacket the whole episode.
Yeah. Completely different than his normal look. Well, you mentioned Simpsons, so let's talk about this. Jack's Pacific, I gotta hand it to these guys. The balls on this company, the kind of stuff they're putting out for this Simpsons toy line. They did the Krusty doll. The talking Krusty doll from Treehouse of Horror. They did the telephone. Like, whoa, some role play stuff.
Telephone.
Is there anything else? Now they're doing
King Homer. You got King Homer.
That's right, King Homer. In there. That's pretty unique too. But this is like in-universe scale stuff I'm thinking about. So this is like a role play item. Funzo. This is from one episode, correct? Something of the Magi.
Yes. Grift of the Magi.
Grift of the Magi. Okay. So this is like supposed to be their Furby, like in universe. Is that what it was mimicking?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Furby. I think Furby came out a year or two before this aired. This was the season 11 episode. So this is when I was kind of like falling out of interest of
back
the
in
Simpsons.
99.
If it's 99, then Family Guy started to take over with the raunchy humor, and so did South Park at that point. It was a little bit more up to my speed.
So what was the story here? This was a toy line, and then did it do well, or this was like a misguided toy? Because it's like, oh, you got this little creature, but then it shoots a missile out of its mouth.
Right. So I'm trying to remember. I don't know if this was a Christmas episode. It definitely had
I think it was
Christmas aesthetic.
Because isn't that
Funzo
it's like giving
was
gifts,
the hot toy.
Yeah.
Yes. He was the hot toy, or it was the hot toy. And its sole purpose was to destroy the other toys.
Oh. Why not get 3? If you don't have Funzo, you're nothing. It's just ridiculous. Also, it's like, it's $50. It's like, are people going to buy this as a standalone toy, not realizing it's a Simpsons reference? Because if you're just buying this as a Simpsons reference, it's kind of really ridiculous. Because what do you do with it? It says it has a soft body, but it's got a hard face. You can't cuddle with this. It's hilarious.
It's got I like the projectile.
I want to see how well that works.
It's fun.
It's very fun.
I think it's fun. It looks like a crane. Again, it's very fun.
Kudos to Jack Specific for going there, trying something different with the Simpsons line. Good Lord. Honestly, what's next? They are doing things I never thought possible. I love it. Yeah. I need to talk to someone who is the like brainchild of like, let's get the Simpsons and do all this crazy shit. Because I love it. It just makes me want to go back and get everything. Full collection. Yeah.
Trying. It's harder than it looks.
What?
Collecting these figures is
you're trying to go back? Yeah. No, I'm thinking of like I want the telephone, I want the Krusty doll. Like, I need to get them before they disappear.
You can still find the telephone at Target.
I just saw it today.
You can get it on clearance. Yeah.
Well, if it's on clearance, I want it. Because it's, these things, they're not cheap. That's the other thing. It's like, I don't think these are going to sell through at full price. I'm not saying I want to pay full price for anything.
Oh, sure.
I'd like to own them. I want to support them because I do like what they're doing.
I like the eyes. I like that the eyes move.
The eyes move. I wonder if it's random. Move. It should pop on. It should like come to life in the middle of the night and scare you. You should have no control over it once it starts. What are some other crazy things from the show that you think they could do? Some other toys based on real things from the show. Maybe we can talk about that next week.
Bone Storm, maybe.
Bone Storm, and then the golf game he plays.
Buy me Bone Storm or go to hell.
Millhouse's all blown out. He's like, "Oh, all I've done is enter my name."
Yeah.
We'll think about that for next week. Thrill House. I do really appreciate that they're doing that. They're very quickly. Pixel Dan, he officially announced he's doing his toy photography book of the Ninja Turtles, Volume 1, 1988 to 1993. Shows the cover here. You got those original 4 turtles on rooftops, red sky background. Yeah, that's cool. I think he, traveled around the country getting photos of rare stuff. So that'll be out soon and get hardcover. I'm sure they'll do a soft cover. And you can get him to sign it, and then maybe Matt Cardona will hit him in the face with it like he did with his He-Man book. So that's something to look forward to. Let's see. Okay, here's another big one. Mondo, they were also at WonderCon showing off Winston, the next figure in their Real Ghostbusters line, and then he comes with Sandman and another little ghost friend. Looks like he has a mustache. He's cute. Now, I think you agreed with me that this Winston, it doesn't quite look right, and I'm not 100% sure why I think that. But the artwork must have changed throughout the season. So we probably all in our mind's eye have an idea of what these characters look like. And maybe this just is not our version of Winston, but it was the sculptor's version.
Because Winston, he looks too chiseled. He's got a chiseled jaw, and that's throwing me off.
See that.
It really is.
Yeah. Huh. This also
I feel like
pocket. Does it look like it's
that.
Not even? Maybe it's just the angle. I don't know. That's freaking me out a little bit. These are still prototypes though, but at some point, they need to not be prototypes. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't like the Sandman as a character because it's just like so much space, just its flowy robe.
I feel like that could have been.
Don't like it.
I mean, I know they don't want to go that route, but I think having that be soft goods would be a little bit more acceptable.
Yeah.
Especially with like
because it's either going to be hollow or it's going to be
drape right.
It just looks weird. It just looks weird, and it's hard to
because
replicate animation.
It doesn't shape. It doesn't shape the cowl. It doesn't shape well around the neck.
I'm not feeling this one. So
no, that's fine.
These are super expensive, so it's like it kind of makes me okay. I guess I'd like to not want this because it's so expensive. I do still think eventually I will get the 4 Ghostbusters. I feel like they'll have to release them in a 4-pack or something will happen, but I don't know. Just not feeling this one as much. So the only one they haven't shown off is Ray. So Winston, I guess, will be the next one to go up for pre-order. And if you want Sandman, you have to get it through the Mondo website. So keep an eye on that. Funko sucks, and they're doing a new pricing model. Did you see this? Do you understand what this is?
No. Okay. I know I bought a Funko Pop today because you know what Funko Pop I bought today?
What'd you get?
For my son, it was the Megazord with the Bitty Pop.
Oh, you got that one? Because he loves Power Rangers right now?
He loves Power Rangers now,
That's so funny.
It's his thing. It's jam now. Funny. Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's great. Keep it going. Well, this is how this works. So Funko realized that some of their exclusives, the more rare, the lower number, limited edition ones, sell for a lot of money on the secondary market. And they were like, why should some reseller be getting that money? Why don't we just get that money right off the bat? So you can see here, they have different limited edition runs for the largest run being 9,000, and those figures are $20. And a normal pop, I still think of them as being $10, but I think it's closer to like $12.50 at Target now. Maybe even more, different places. So they have these different limited edition ones. You get up to the next level where they're capped at 5,000. Those are $25. You have the next level, $3,500, $30. Then $40. You have some that are limited to under 1,000 for $50. Then you get crazy because you have your super limited 100 to 500 for $60. And then they do signed editions of less than 100, and those are going to be either $100 or $200. So it's like the Funko, they just cut out the middleman. It's like, why give this money to someone on eBay when you can just give it to us directly? And I guess if people are just buying them to resell and no one's buying them to keep, like if that really is what's happening, I guess that makes sense. But I'm not one of those people that's going to pay that much, so I don't care. But I'm sure I don't like when they do the digital pops. And those are impossible to get unless you spend big money, and I'm not going to do it. So Funko trying to make sense of this world and this business world, and this is what they came up with, and we'll see.
It's really different from where it first started. I'll say that much.
I know.
They real quick too. I mentioned it in a conversation earlier with you. They had a fan, like what do they call those live streams? Hasbro live stream. They did it for Star Wars, and they had some pipeline reveals and some in-hand stuff. But what they came out with, which has always been a bone of contention, was the numbering for the vintage collection.
Oh.
So
did they explain why it's wrong?
Well, yeah. So they said that going forward, they said they accept the fact that there were some imperfections previously, but going forward, that this is going to be the new way of doing things, and they released it with a Dengar update. So Dengar was the first. If you look at how the Black Series, the Vintage Collection was first produced, Dengar was figure number 1. So they put out a new one, or there will be a new one, and he's number 1A.
No.
So he's got some paint. He has but here's the thing. So they had been doing in the past.
Yeah.
They had been doing some of these re-release figures, but they were just numbering them the same number.
Okay.
As the original figure. So they've come down and they've said, okay, so we have a new if it's a new figure, it will get a sequential number in order that it has. Gotcha. If it's like a repainted figure,
updated,
and there's like 4 different levels of it, but needless to say, like, so Dengar, we're starting with Dengar. He is figure 1A, and then if there's like a paint change to him, he'll be figure 1B.
No.
Yes.
Because it's like
pretty wild.
He will always be figure 1, but any change to him, he'll get a letter.
He'll get another letter, yeah.
Yeah, wild. Is this a Mr. Stevie idea?
He did post it.
He's been cooking this up. So what does the community think about this? They like it? Is it more confusing?
I think they like the majority is they like the consistency, and they like to have everything in order. Which
are the numbers important?
I get.
Is that how you line up the figures?
Well, so I feel like this all started, there was a big issue because they had, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Salacious Crumb and a mouse droid that came packed with that large Death Star playset for like the Return of the Jedi wave.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they numbered those. They put them on cards. They were smaller vintage collection cards, but they numbered those cards. So people were buying in sequence couldn't complete their sets because all of a sudden, like, figure 48 and 49 were non-accessible and never to come out again.
Right. Can't please everybody. But that is, I guess that's nice that they're thinking of that for those, the OCD collectors. Like, I do appreciate that. Well, we talked about Funko trying to, get their piece of the aftermarket value. NECA, probably the most expensive NECA Ninja Turtle figure is that Spirit of Splinter, which was only available through that initial... Yeah, it was like a Kickstarter loot crate, too, because we weren't even sure it was going to happen. But it did happen, and that figure is hard to find. So what they're doing is they're re-releasing that figure, but you also have to buy the 4 turtles in a new box set for $170. So I don't know how much Splinter goes for, probably around that. So you just get a free set of turtles if you're going to buy it. I don't know, it's a pretty good deal. I'm sure people that were trying to sell Splinter are pissed off, but...
Right.
Yeah, I guess toys are not a good... I mean, if you're going to sell it, you can't wait forever. Like, you had your time. You could have made your money back. He wasn't going to keep going up, like, much. So, you just waited too long. So, now if you want Splinter,
at this point, I say never put any stock in reselling NECA product, because there's
not
always...
NECA, no.
They always do something.
Can't trust it.
They always do something. You can't.
Yeah. I went to Ollie's today, and I honestly didn't want to find this, and I didn't, so it was fine. But people are finding that Spengler edition Neutrona wand from Ghostbusters, and it's $50. I think originally it was like $125. That's what it says here. We were having this conversation. It's like, why would I need another one? Like, what would I do with it? I don't have another pack to hook up to it.
Right.
So... Thankfully, I didn't find it.
And we have ours. They have, this one has, I don't know, that photo is
this stock photo doesn't show the orange tip, but I think it probably does have the orange tip. I don't think they could sell it anymore without the orange tip.
Right. So ours, the orange tip is removable.
Mine doesn't have an orange tip.
Oh, where the hell did I get this orange tip from?
I don't know. Maybe it came with it extra? Yours is just removable? Because I thought it wasn't removable. That was the whole thing. They had to paint it.
The hell? Yep. There we go. Yeah.
Did they send it to us when we bought something else? Like it came with the proton
here's
pack?
a tip.
I really think that is what
question,
happened. They like because the one they sell, it's not removable. Yeah. I think they sent it to us extra.
Quick, put this on, or else you'll never be able to use that.
Yeah, they're gonna shut you down. I want to see.
You'll never be able to walk into a convention. That. What's wrong with you?
Ollie's is also getting the Fright Feature re-release figures, and I think they're only like $5, so I might snag those up.
That's exciting.
Oh, they also are getting the Frozen Empire. Is that what it was called in the end?
Yeah, the set of 4 cartoon, with those slimy ghosts. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I saw somebody post their photo of those in Ollie's, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. Carrie Coons is in Ghostbusters," because we've been watching The White Lotus. I was like, "Oh, that's right. That's the same person." I completely forgot that character even existed in those movies. Like, they didn't give her a lot to do in the second one.
No, not at all. She just was there.
She was there. She told Phoebe not to do something. You mentioned this. Yep. Pizza Hut has a mascot, Huddy. Now, is this just a ripoff of Gritty? Like, this seems like very... That's what this person says, too. Is that their stomach? What is this?
What the hell is Gritty?
Nerd alert. You don't know what Gritty is? Gritty is like that... I want to say basketball mascot. Maybe it's football.
Okay.
He, like... What does he do? Oh, hockey. I think he's hockey. He's like a very famous mascot that for some reason... I'll put a picture of him here. We can look him up later. Actually, let me just Gritty.
I'd like to see Huddy sporting a shirt with every other business that has become a Pizza Hut.
Yes, that's
so like.
Here's Gritty. This is the Flyers, I think. Gritty. It is just his crazy look. He's very popular. There's Gritty. Everyone loves Gritty. He's got like
a neck beard. No,
he does. He does have a neck beard. Yeah, it's very neck beardy. So I think that was the idea. I mean, the name is very similar. But he's wearing like a basketball outfit, and then obviously his head shape is the old. Well, this is the hut shape, I guess.
Yeah.
But the restaurants used to actually look like that. They don't look like that anymore. So that's kind of weird.
No.
But remember,
find one first.
I know they all became something, but you could always tell what they used to be. They were a Pizza Hut because of that unique shape. What was the Nerf mascot? Nerfy or Walton?
Murph the Nerf. Yeah, he disappeared. Murph. We need to start making a list of all these mascots before they disappear. Give them a little in memoriam or something. Give them the give them the Jada Toys treatment.
Oh, that's right. They're doing the let me just
they had Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger. So we saw this before. We saw this at one of the cons, but they gave us some nice photos, and I think he went up for pre-order, so everyone was promoting him, trying to get people to use their affiliate links.
Some of those starting lineup figures.
I hope they scale right. I bought one of the cereal mascots, or maybe two of them, from Ross, and I didn't love the quality of them. Like their limbs were popping off. A lot of people found
Count Chocula, and he was breaking a lot.
Yeah, I didn't love. I mean, they got very thin limbs, so like it's just hard to do it. But this guy is a little bit girthier. He's
beefier, yeah.
He looks very fun. He comes with a basketball. He's cereal. I love that he comes with the cereal and the bowl. Like that's a no-brainer. So I might pick him up.
Yeah.
His midsection here reminds me of one of those Tasmanian devil toys from back in the day. Do you remember that? Yeah. That's just looking at that now. I was like, oh, I remember that. So he's up on Entertainment Earth. You can pre-order him. $30. A little. I think that's more than maybe that's more than what the other ones are. It's obviously more than I paid at Ross. So maybe they were always that much. But grab him if you want him. Anything else? Anything else big for this week? You can go to my Blue Sky. Oh, we saw NECA's Nick Turtles. We saw some hard copies of the sculpts here. They look good.
Yeah, they do.
This is like sort of showing off the poses so you can get them in. Like obviously a little more dynamic than what the Playmates figures were. I know I'll probably get them. Because I love Turtles. I really did enjoy that series. So I'll probably want to have those in my house. Probably like $30 each. So, all right, Bill. Anything else for this big week?
No, just check your e-tailers. Everyone's having sales this week. So.
Oh my God, Amazon.
Get
Target.
in on that.
Waiting for Walmart to hit us with something. Oh, here's McFarlane. They showed off new versions of their turtles, and it looks different from what they showed the first time. Like, look at the head on Leo. It's different. It's different. And the straps. He has the cross straps here, and he has a single strap here. So either they're doing alternate versions, or they updated the look. But like the arms are very similar. Like the body is similar. Like, why would they have done that? It's so bizarre to me.
I don't know.
These look like way too similar to the Loyal Subjects figures. Like, I don't know. That seems like real risky. But obviously the bodies will be much different. And they'll be at Target, which I don't think the other ones were. And maybe they'll be cheaper, because the other, like, Loyal Subjects were way too much for what they were. But they're also going to be around the same size, because I think these are 5-inch to scale properly with like 6-inch or 7-inch figures. This is just showing off that it looked like this guy from the FedEx commercial had the same jacket as Irv from Severance. I was like, I love when I see characters from Severance pop up in other projects. So, here's the Spawn figures. I forgot I posted this. Yeah, so you can see. Look at this is a lot of Spawn. Like, I wonder if there were more. If these were like the worst ones, and the rest of them like went right to the Goodwill website. Iron Patriot. It's pretty good. All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
No,
that's probably good. It was a long show. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.